In this video, I'll show you how to make this very cool looking lighthouse scene inside of Blender. So let's go right here, and by the way, I do have the screencast keys. I made a separate tutorial on that, and the link is in the card. So let's just go to edit, preferences, and then add-ons, and we're going to search for the main one, which is the node. So just check mark that, and after that our mesh, which I do have it installed. So just check mark those, and I always forget this step, which is to save your preferences, or just use the auto save preferences. So after that, you can close that, delete the default cube by hitting X and delete it, and now we're just going to add a reference image. So just go over here, and I do have specific background, so I'll try to leave a link in the description. It's just a the background image, and scale this to 0, and I think it's the X. That to 90 degrees, and there you go. Try to position this roughly in the center, but you never get it right in the center. Just hit the cylinder right here, and let's hit S. Well, you can see right there. I'm just actually on the real lighthouse, you can see, because like here, I'm not recreating that. I'm not a big fan of that. So let's just scale this right here. There we go. And let's just go right here. And there. So after that, just select all this face, and just going to press E to extrude and S to widen, and there we go. Just going to put a bit more, and there we go. You can see that really looks nice. Let's get that right there. Just using E to extrude, then G and Z to go up. There we go. Let's get this kind of looking effect. So by the way, just hit 2 and press right here. This is very useful to select multiple faces. So now you could just press S for that. So just tweak things right here. There we go. Oops, mess something up. Just scale that a little bit. So there you go, the main model is done. You can really see it looks quite nice. Especially if I get rid of that empty. Well, it doesn't look very nice, right? It's select. Just you could hit Control Shift Z. You can see it kind of goes in, so let's just recreate that very quick here. Okay, select node. So yeah, kind of what this is doing. So there we go. Now it's kind of in. So while we are here, let's just model one more thing. Now I don't need the reference anymore. Actually, I do, just for modeling one. So let's just get this right here. So by the way, press S, scale, and just see how they do right here on the lighthouse. It's S and Z, you can see what I'm doing right here. So by the way, right click and shade it smooth, and then go right here and select, press Shift A, not a cylinder, and go right here to the add cylinder settings. It's going to make this like this. There we go. Then go right here Yeah, that's kind of like it, right? Now we're just going to press Control R, and that's going to add a Luca. I'm going to add 2, and then look over. Let's add now a modifier, which will be a wireframe, and there you go. That's how you make like a rail in like a few seconds. So it's just pretty simple and basic. So just get rid of the cylinder. There we go. That just saved me like a few minutes of modeling. So there we go. And still looks very nice. So there you go. So now that we have the main model, let's get started on texturing. Let's just make the basic red. So red, and then go right here to the hit Z and go to the material preview, or click right here. There we go. And also add right here on this dropper. Then add right here a slider and make a new material and call it something. First let's just name this red. So we're going to name this glass, and I'm just going to go right here to the shader, go right here to the material settings, and we're going to hit Shift A and type parent in a mix shader. So add those two in. So here's our final shader setup, I think. Yeah, it looks kind of nice. Yes, so we have our transparent, so you can see inside. So now we're going to add that light. And just make it this. And just scale it down. Yeah, that's kind of it. And there we go. That looks actually quite nice. So after that, we're going to hide that by hitting H. Then right here on our material. So I made a new material and just called this light. Let's actually change right here from to emission. There we go. Set this to, we're being using Eevee until now, so I'm just going to turn on bloom, and that's going to add this bloom effect. Maybe let's just change it to 10 tone. There we go. Right here on this bottom, we're going to hit on the cylinder shade smooth. Go. So let's just add a new material, and let's name this something like. So I named this metal material, so let's just make a super basic metal material. First things first, metallic value goes all the way, and roughness goes down to 0.4, I think. So there we go. So our lighthouse model looks quite cute and cool. And add the default cube again, but this time we're going to scale it into smash it and S and Y. And there we go. Let's just bring this down, and a little bit of scaling, noise texture to simulate. Just connect this, and then add a color ramp so we can make this control some of the values. So let's first this way, so it'd be very dark, and then just going to use the Smart UV project. So hit Control T to apply mapping, and just fiddle around with some of the values. Yeah, I think a value of 2 looks quite nice. And right here to the create Archimesh, and we're just going to select door with, yes, the door. And you can see it just created the door. So let's now click R, Z, and 90. minus 90. Oh, actually, this does kind of sense. So let's just scale it down and make it kind of so it can fit. Just add a little bit more of a look to it. And by the way, these things right here, you can see this outline. These are actually some things for the boolean modifier, so it actually makes it cut out. But I think that looks quite nice. I'm going to leave the color as it is. I think it's actually very nice looking. Now I'm going to use the rail window. I'm just going to click right here on this, and there we go. Just make sure that, okay. So just can now disable the tab and just scale it down. I'm just going to add one basic window as this lighthouse. Actually, it's not that big, so just right there we go. I think that kind of looks nice. And actually, we're going to change the material on these from I think everything looks good. Okay, so now let's add a landscape to finish our model. First things first, let's hit M to go to a new collection, and we're just going to name this collection. There we go. So we named lighthouse, and there we go. So we have all of the things, and now let's just rename each object. So I name it to light, and now let's go to name this to house. And there we go. So now we're going to finish this off with a landscape, and that's by hitting Shift A, plane, and adding the mesh. As to scale, I'm going to hit G and move, hit tab to get to edit mode, and we need to subdivide this so we can scale this. So just hit here, subdivide like by 100. I think that looks quite nice. Depends on your computer, so if you're rendering it at the smaller computer, you just need to see how it works for you. After turning the proportional editing, we're just going to hit and basically use G to go up, and then use your scroll mouse wheel right here. So this will just add a very generic looking plane. So just use that to make a very generic looking landscape. So you could use other add-ons, but I just like to use this method for this tutorial because I want to kind of make it more simple. So there we go. No, actually this is too much. So make it a little bit, and there we go. After that, we're just going to place this underneath. So you just select a few vertices that are around S, and then Z, 0. That's just going to flatten that. So there we go. Now it looks much nicer. Just going to S. Kind of makes it better. There we go. So there we go. Kind of looks better. So now just play around with the values. Play around with the landscape until you find something nice. Now we're going to add a texture. I'm actually using some for the Blender kit, so if you want to use these same textures that I use, you can go here and search Blender kit. So actually, so actually, I don't know if it's built into Blender or not, but you also, I think you need to download it. So I'll include a link in the description where you can just simply download it, hitting the download button, and just it downloads the zip, and then you just go right here, edit preferences, install, locate your zip, and there you go. So enable it, and boom, a generic moss texture. There you go, you can see it apply that. So now we're going to finish by adding some water, and I do have a tutorial on that. So just go right here, Control Alt Notepad 0, or just go to View, Align View, Active Camera to View. So now let's just place it in a nice place where it looks kind of good. So I'm just going to get it off a little bit. There you can see I just finished some basic modeling, so I think that does look quite nice. After you finish your modeling, let's give it texture. I do have the texture tutorial. So there you go, I just created some basic water. You could check out my tutorial to learn how to do that. Just scale this plane a little bit up. And right there. So there you go, that kind of looks nice. So let's just scale this. So there we go. So now let's just finish off the scene by using cycles. So if you are in Eevee, just change it to cycles. And to, you could, I'm just using cycles for the realism and also to get an environment texture working. But you could use add-ons such as the physical starlight and atmosphere, which is amazing and do recommend it for a lot of people, and I'll be buying that later. So if you're using cycles for that, just turn right here the maximum samples to like 10. If you're doing just a quick render, and also and also turn it to GPU compute. Going to click on sky texture and hit Z and render. That's a lot of light because it's actually, so let's just turn it down to 0.1. There you go, you can see the sun right there. That kind of looks nice. So let's just rotate the sun a little bit and also make a nice sunset scene. Wow, that really looks amazing. So let's just turn it to 1.5. So there we go. Now let's just render the scene and then we'll do some compositing. So there we go, that's our finished render, and you can see how much it takes. So let's just go here to the compositing, use nodes, and let's start our node setup. First things first, Control Shift click, and let's add a viewer node. So our first node is going to be some glare, so these colors pop out. So let's hit Control Shift A and type in glare. So there we go. Set it to our composite. Control Shift click to preview, and that doesn't look good. So let's change it to fog glow. There we go. You can see the sun kind of lights up. Vignette look. So let's add an alpha over node. Drop it right here. Control Shift click. Shift A. Blur, and also we are going to place this into the factor. So now let's just show you how this works. Control Shift click to preview. Let's just get that nice and white. Now let's get the blur. So click, drag down, let go, and we're going to set this to 500. That will do. And after that, we're just going to add a color ramp so that actually so let's click right here, flip color ramp, and there we go. That's just going to invert. You could use it invert node, but I just like to do it this way. So there you go. If we select that, there you go, all black, so it kind of looks nice. So and there you go. That really looks good. Just add that to our composite, and there you go. Just select Alt V to zoom in. Just going to test as it looks a little bit more darker. Wow, that really looks good. Just play around with the values. So I think I'm really happy with this. So let's just preview once again in our viewer, and here it is. So guys, this is our final result. You can see I just place a little bit of the green right here. You can just still play around with this, so start off a little bit here. But yeah, that's going to be my final result, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do hit the like button and also subscribe. And if you're wondering where you can download this, you could download this on my Patreon. By supporting the channel, you'll get access to perks like my 3D models and 3D scenes, as well as behind the scenes and much more. And also early access to content and supporting me as well. So if you do like to check out my Patreon, that's an awesome way supporting the channel. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure to check out the videos that I made about Blender so you can learn more about it. And also please do subscribe to keep notifications, because I always upload video every single day, or at least I try to, and even more than an upload each day. So make sure to subscribe so you'll be the first to be notified, and as well as supporting channel, at least giving a like helps. So that's it for today's video, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully in my next tutorial. See ya. Peace out.